Vocabulary Unit 9, please make sure you complete your graphic organizers. Number 1, allocate. In the Giving Pledge, 105 billionaires promised to allocate 50% of their fortune to charity. Allocate means, it's a verb and it means to set apart or designate for a special purpose, to distribute. So if you look in terms of the sentence, the billionaires promised to set aside 50% of their fortunes to give to charities. Synonyms would be to assign, allot, or apportion. Number 2, ardent. The members of the winning team acknowledged the cheers of their ardent fans, helped pump them up for their victory. So if you look at the picture, your clue here is everyone, their faces and their reactions to whatever's going on during this game. So ardent is an adjective and it's very enthusiastic or impassioned. Your synonym is going to be zealous, intense, fervent, or avid. Okay, next word is brash. The brash young man often ended up in fights because of his not well thought out comments. So if you are brash, you typically don't think before you act. You are prone to act in a hasty manner. You're impudent. You don't really think before you do things. All right. Your synonyms are impetuous, rash, brazen, or impertinent. Next word, chastise. My mother is constantly having to chastise my brother because he is always getting into trouble at school. Take a look at the mental model here. The mom looks like she's having a nice little conversation with her son. So chastise means to inflict physical punishment, to scold severely. So if you're going to get in trouble in school all the time, you're going to have to endure getting a lecture from probably your parents. Synonyms are discipline or censure. Copious. The student was sure he was going to ace the test because of the copious amounts of notes he took. So that book looks like there's a whole lot going on. Alright, copious means abundant, plentiful, or wordy. Synonyms here are ample, profuse, or bountiful. Deviate. A GPS system will recalculate a new route if you deviate from the original route. Okay, if you take a look at the picture here, if you deviate from your destination, all right, you are going away from where you were supposed to go. So for the verb is to stray from norm, or if you're talking about a deviate, is someone who is a person who departs from the norm. Synonyms diverge, veer, or swerve. Emaciated. In extreme response to the pressure to be thin, many Hollywood celebrities become emaciated. So if you take a look at the mental models here, you can see how extremely thin and bony these women are. So emaciated means unnaturally thin, and synonyms are gaunt, withered, or shriveled. Exult. The campaign workers exulted in the unexpected victory of their candidate. This is a synonym for one of your words last week. Again, if you take a look at the mental model and you see the faces of all of the people in the crowd, they look really happy and they're shouting with happiness. So it's a verb and it means to rejoice greatly. Your synonyms are revel or glory. Gnarled. The gnarled limbs of the cypresses dominate many of the landscapes of the Dutch painter Vincent van Gogh. Okay, gnarled is knotted, twisted, or lumpy. All right, your hair can become gnarled. Your cell phone cord can become gnarled. Synonyms are misshapen, which is probably most similar to what's happening in the picture, knotty, or contorted. Susan Klebold, the mother of Dylan Klebold, said in an essay for O Magazine that she had no inkling that her son was suicidal. So Dylan Klebold was one of the shooters in the Columbine shooting, and his mom is claiming that she had no inkling, or if you replace the word, no clue that her son was suicidal. So inkling is a noun, and it's a hint, vague notion, clue, intimation, or suggestion. You guys had intimation earlier this year. Okay, limpid. Snorkelers flock to limpid waters of the Caribbean to view schools of brightly colored fish. In our mental model here, it's clear that the water is very clear. You can see through, you can see all kinds of fish. It's not difficult. So limpid is clear, transparent, readily understood. And you would say readily understood if you were talking about a subject in school, or just a subject in general that it's not hard to understand. Synonyms are lucid or intelligible. Right? So an answer response on a test could be limpid. Many religions view God as as an omnipotent being, limited by nothing or no one. So again, we've talked about omni. The root word is all. Potent is like power, so all powerful. Mighty, having unlimited power or authority. Synonym, all powerful. Palatable. The addition of some seasonings will usually make even the blandest of dishes palatable. So if something's bland, it lacks flavor. So if you add some spices, it will make it tasty. So palatable means agreeable to one's sensibilities, suitable for consumption. Synonyms are appetizing, edible, or attractive. If you think of your mouth in terms of a palate, that might help you remember the word. Poignant. Toy Story 3 is surprisingly poignant in that it touches on the themes of growing up and saying farewell to loved ones. So poignant, right? If you've seen this movie, it could bring you to tears. So poignant is an adjective and it means deeply affecting or touching. Synonyms are bittersweet or melancholy. So for those of you who have ever seen Marley and Me, it's a very similar theme, right? It's poignant, brings you to tears. Spontaneous. When I went to see the movie Les Miserables, the audience broke into simultaneous applause at the end. Or spontaneous, excuse me, spontaneous applause at the end. So if you do something spontaneously, you are doing it, you're not planning it, it's unplanned, it's the opposite of premeditated, impromptu, and it is an adjective. Okay, please make sure you complete your homework and completely fill in the charts.